make it a better connection. Here we go. All right, I think we have a good connection now. I'm on 5G. Hello, everybody. So good to see you all. Sophie, Kato, Ann, Joe, Lisa, Tanya. We're just warming up here, letting some people sign on, looking out at our lovely view of the marsh here at Savoir-Faire. Here's Pierre. Oh, and Mr. Dutoit joined us.
Oh, Laurent! Oh, that's very special. Allez, donc on commence? On y va? Okay? Are you guys ready?
I think we got a couple people hanging out with us now, so I'll come down here and we can.
One, two, three. Bonjour, this is Pierre at Savoir-Faire, and here we are in Novato, California, here on the top of our building at Savoir-Faire. And here behind, you see, oh look, there is an egret. Can you see the egret and the ducks and the geese and all that? So, anyway, for the people who are new at this live, I'm gonna repeat a little bit as I do every time. So this is
hello, Gail.
Go a little bit of a timeline here.
Oh, Sharon Pastor is on with us.
Hello, Sharon. Anyway, it's been now almost 9 weeks. I remind you, 16th of March, call for shelter in place. So we all left Savoir-Faire. Then Maureen and I, looking what do we do, few days after, we decided to go and see to make sure it was safe, our building, our inventory was safe. That was something we've been asked to do.
Maureen, how are you?
And then little by little, Maureen and I was thinking, we realized that we had some customer who were doing essential business, and we had the responsibility to ship out, a few things. So that's when I learned to drive a forklift, and we had container arriving.
Hello, Vered. Hello, Ibrahim.
We started to ship a few things, and little by little, a couple of volunteers of Savoir-Faire came and helped us.
Hello, Adriana. Hello,
it's
Cindy.
Been 9 weeks. So 9 weeks that we are confined, that we are, we have this corona.
Oh, Mr. Sorenko, how are you?
And what I want to say is, every day I hear a story about art. Art has been very, very important for those people confined. I told you also about the fact that I've been reaching out to different organizations. So I told you about Youth in Art in Savoir-Faire, about the Canal Alliance, about the school in Marin City. I told you all us giving art supplies for those people, especially kids, in need, underprivileged or underserviced kids that need art supplies to get off the phone and to give a little time out to their parents. So anyway, and this is every day I meet amazing people. So the latest in place, every week I tell you about the story. Last week was the superstar lady who was bringing people to dance class and things like that. Today, I'm actually talking with Creativity Explored. So it's this time it's not for kids, they are more for adults, but they have mental disability, and they are teachers who come to them and teach them to do art, and it's very, very benefic. It's really art therapy, and that's very, very important. And also the feeling of giving to your community. I told you how during this time I got to meet my neighbors, you know, amazing people, and through the art, it's a great connection. So I'd like to really emphasize that. Think around you. What can you do? Most of you here today are artists. How can you inspire people to do art? It's one of the best things today, you know, for the people confined at home or with their family to have project. You know, we've worked with Cinnamon at Art Sherpa. She was the other day. She was online with us, and it's amazing. Hundreds of thousands of people watching her doing little things. She did April. Acrylic in April. Now she's doing May, watercolor in May, and it's all on YouTube, and all those thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are watching, and I keep on hearing, oh, I feel good, it's good for me. So I just wanted to remind you that. So like we did last time.
Mr. Serenko said he misses this view.
Hey Peter, how are you? Are you in Boston? You have to say where you're coming from, where you're calling from, because it's interesting to have this reaction.
Cindy gave everybody the link for Creativity Explored if you guys want to check them out.
Okay, thank you, Cindy.
And Emily Dietrich has joined us.
Emily, Rema! Go, Emily, go the Dietrich.
And Loic is on. Did I mention that earlier?
No, Loic. Oh, now we are talking.
And Vered is here. Is Daniel with Vered?
Oh, Daniel. Bonjour, Daniel. Is he driving the Tesla? No.
And Lauren Van Blargen joined. And
hello, Lauren. We miss you. I wish you were here with us.
Our friend Donna Fenstermaker across the bay joined us.
Yeah.
Peter said he is still in Boston.
Okay, so here I see that Loic is on the phone. What we did last time, you know, for the people who haven't seen, we have a very good friend of the family, my son's Pierre's best friend, Loic, who is a great comedian, and I'm challenging him now. He was a surprise last week. I gave him thing, he didn't even know what it was. So I gave him another product this time, and he's going to discover. He's not a painter, but he's going to experience live, discover something new. So Loic, if you want to come in.
Loic is going to join. I'm going to invite him, or he's asked to join, and I'm going to let him on.
Okay.
But first I have to make a comment of whoever joined right after Loic. Your screen name is great. Oreo is a fruit.
Okay.
That's a good way to get your fruits and vegetables.
But you know, by the way.
Hello, Wendy.
We mentioned about Vered was here. I would like to make an announcement that Vered has been working on an amazing project for the last months. She's been working with homeless people, homeless shelter, and she has that philosophy of showing the world, you know, those people which are human and live out there. And she did an amazing one-woman show in Miami, but was canceled. So it's just mind-boggling. So I hope there's a way maybe Vered can put the link at her gallery. She did a virtual gallery, but this is what I'm talking about. How with art we can do good for the world, you know, and Vered is an example. So
and I'm about to let Loic on, but first I want to say hi to Catherine at Raymar.
Oh, even Catherine. We have Catherine and Emily.
And my good friend Daniel Valadez. He and I go painting together.
Daniel, great artist.
And Sarah Rubenstein has joined us.
Sarah, bonjour, Sarah.
And Artist Decoded. Hello, Yoshino.
Hey, Sarah, I saw your little teaser on something coming out.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. So
all right, I'm gonna let Loic join in.
Loic.
And
so it's kind of weird because it's blind. We're gonna have two screens. I don't see him, which is okay. Last time you tried to show me, but it's okay. I can work blind.
Loic is in an awesome location too. He has a great view behind him.
Yeah, you inspired me. I didn't want to. I wanted to come out and give you guys the view since you were.
So, Loic, how's your poison oak experience? Last time,
it wasn't fun.
After the weekend, he went into the poison oak and he had a good idea to rub his face with the poison oak. You look very pretty.
My dog rolled in it, and he jumps on my bed all the time and he spread it all over the sheets, and this is what happened. Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Right. So, Loic,
Thank
I
you,
teased him
Sarah.
last time because Loic is a great artist. He went to SCAD, Savannah's College of Design. And then, so that's why I offered him pastel last time until I realized he doesn't paint or draw. So now it's becoming a challenge. Every week I'm sending him a new thing. So, Loic, are you ready? Did you get your little set?
Yes, I'm ready. I got the oil pastels that you sent me. Last week
say the
you
name
sent me.
again? Did you learn how to pronounce sommelier? No. How do you say it?
Last week you sent me these. You got to explain to me the difference because I'm not sure.
All right. So I'm gonna do a little history lesson, but you're supposed to be funny, Loic, and then you make me speak very seriously. So
Well,
I'll just say
I gotta
30
understand
seconds.
what I'm dealing with here.
Okay. So I just say a little thing quickly. Those pastels, these oil pastels from Sennelier or sommelier, the same that makes the wine, serve the wine, uh, and then that was Loic's idea, sommelier. So those are oil pastel. Oil pastel was invented by Henri Sennelier in 1947 when an artist came to the store in Paris on Quai Voltaire, the Sennelier store across from the Louvre, and started to ask to have paints, but that he doesn't want to use brushes. He wants a paint, an oil paint that go on anything, on paper, canvas, wood, metal. He wants to be free. He was after the war. He just wanted to go crazy and free and all that. So Henri Sennelier thought he was crazy. He's like, what's this guy? And then there's Henri Goethe, another Henri, who came and said, he was a good customer, more regular customer in the store. Said, this artist is very important and you may want to listen to his request. So they struggled, and after a few weeks of work, they managed to make these sticks, oil-based sticks, and to deliver to that gentleman. And this gentleman was Pablo Picasso. So those were actually Picasso who asked for that. And the Sennelier family made a little extra and left it on the counter. And then people went nuts. And that's why the oil pastel were created. So I made a little story. But the difference is the one last week, they were dry, pure pigment, like powder dry. And this one are oil-based, like lipstick. So go ahead and play, and they can go.
I was actually looking at this, Pierre. You have to explain what's the difference between this and my mom's lipstick. It's very similar.
Yes, but feel it. Yeah, put it on your lips.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So they
Try
are
this at home.
very smooth. They are lipstick because what's the difference is they are permanent pigment, meaning that they are archival. When you paint with it, it would last, and they are very bright, strong color. But it's like a lipstick because it's so soft and sensual. So,
Yves Marie has joined us.
So you can do this up. Oh my God, it's on the sun, so it's a little.
We'll see what Yves Marie says about your demo, Pierre.
Oh my God, no. This is for fun. This is not, and it's too hot. So, for instance, it's like cooking. You can play. You can do some effects. You can do like this. You can do like that.
You're mixing up colors. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, mixing with a knife.
Wow. Okay.
Let me mistake talking about lipstick. I left them on the sun for too long. So.
Oh, Mr. Stevenson, I still owe you a phone call. Maybe today while my drive home.
This is like butter. So go ahead. Is he messy? Okay. What is he doing?
I'm struggling. My thing broke.
I think Loic, you're breaking up just a little bit, maybe.
Here, let me maybe go back inside. Let me go back inside. I think the connection might be better in there.
We have that problem too. It's okay.
So anyway, now I have Yves Marie in front. So Yves Marie that is watching, Yves-Marie is very famous. He's the one responsible for the Sennelier social media, I mean, for many things at the Sennelier Savoir-Faire company. But he's the person you see. He has those hundreds of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, and he gives you some little demonstration, real demonstration. Me, what I'm doing is I'm just showing you how you can just have fun. I'm not taking it seriously today. There'll be time where we will have teachers and we can show you technique. Now it's just to show you that just to play, have fun. And those colors are so rich and buttery that it's just so sensual. You can just play like this. Where is Loic?
Loic is playing himself, and he's mixing the colors in a very beautiful way, layering and doing he's acting like it's his day job. And our friend Matteo has joined us.
Ah, Matteo.
Listen, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm worthy of these like Pablo Picasso.
I don't hear anything. He's so quiet. Usually we cannot make him stop talking.
I don't. So tell me more about these. How people use these usually? What are they? I don't even know that I'm using the right paper. What do people usually use this on? Just regular paper?
Oh, what's the surface for it, Pierre? That's a good question.
So it's a very good question. So that's the beauty of those oil pastels of this one. It's universal. You can go on anything. You can go on paper, perfect on paper. You can go on metal. Look, up, I can paint here.
Okay.
You know, it basically goes on everything. There's a little bit of a mineral oil, wax, and synthetic oil that makes it totally permanent on everything. The problem is it doesn't dry always if you work thick, but oh, Loic, why don't you paint on the wall? Sticks.
I'm sure my mom will be really happy if I try that.
So people use it. It's actually, when it was designed for Picasso, he was the precursor. He was before his time. This is, to me, the ultimate mixed media product. Literally, you can go with this oil pastel over any other technique. You can use the oil pastel with your oil. You can use it on your acrylic, on your watercolor, on sculpture.
What did it here on oil paint? Somebody was asking.
Yes, it does. You can always go oil pastel over the oil paint, but you cannot go the oil paint over the oil pastel. But on the last surface, yes.
And that gets a little complicated too. You can paint in with the oil pastels into your oil painting, and using oil painting mediums and techniques. You just don't want to have a full painting of oil pastel and then try and paint over it because they adhere in different ways.
Yeah,
but if you're sketching into your oil painting, that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Here, I saw you using a knife. Tell me more about that technique.
Which technique? The scratching technique?
Yes.
So basically, you should do it because me on the sun, it doesn't work. They've melted almost. So what's something?
Okay.
Your oil pastel, yours must be cooler. Take a color, you apply maybe a yellow. Put a yellow on a piece of paper, spread it around, and then take a blue. Do another layer of blue over it, and then scratch it. You take your knife or a spatula or whatever, and you do like this, and you see the color underneath gonna show up.
Okay.
You can repeat that with different colors. That's a very easy way to create sort of an abstract painting effect, and you can play with those colors. Those colors themselves are so beautiful that it's like I said last week, it's like cooking. If you have the great ingredients, to make a salad, when you have beautiful, juicy, organic tomato, it's a beautiful salad, So the same thing, if you apply this beautiful color, it'll be beautiful, and you can mix it,
Daniel wants you to explain to Loic how long it's going to take to dry.
What I told you about layout, be careful of the drying time, because it depends the temperature and the thickness, but basically this oil pastel, if you work thick, will never completely dry. So this is, on one hand, it is kind of a challenge, but on the other hand, that's what makes them permanent, because they don't crack, they don't peel off, you know, as oil paint, because they don't oxidize. So that's why they don't hurt the fiber of the paper of the canvas. So, you know, but to answer your question, it doesn't fully dry, especially thick.
So I got a really important question.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot on my jeans. Does it come off clothes?
On the jeans. But I have to ask Maureen.
So the answer to that, I think I have it. It depends on the color. Which color did you get on your jeans?
Green.
Green, I would highly recommend putting a little shout on it before you wash them. But most of it should come out as long as you put a little something on it before washing it, not after.
I'm not a very clean artist, as you can tell.
But I would rub it off. I would scratch it off as much as possible before washing.
But don't rub it in.
No.
Just good to know. Yeah.
Vered has provided a link to her solo show that you mentioned. So anybody who's interested in checking that out, please click on Vered's link. It's a fantastic show.
So, all right. Yeah, I agree. So, Loic, come on, say something. I can't see you. How is he doing? How is Loic doing?
I'm struggling with these a lot more than I was with the last week's product, and I'm not exactly sure why. But I mean, I'm making all these like bumpy lines and stuff. I'm guessing that's okay. You said to experiment, so I'm just trying my best here.
Yeah, but scratch, mix. You know, did you try the knife? The layers are different colors, because here it's becoming too.
Here, let me try to.
But Yves-Marie is online. Yves-Marie, do you have a question or a comment about because you are an expert on the Sennelier oil pastel. What do you say, Yves-Marie? Maybe he's asleep. It's very late for him. It's almost midnight.
I don't know if he is still on. I was gonna say maybe next time Sharon Pastor can give us some comments on the oil sticks too versus the oil pastels.
Yeah.
And Esther Williams recommended some soap that might take some oil out of your clothes.
Okay.
Here, I don't know that I'm doing your product any justice right now. I'm trying my best though.
But is anyone? But was it Maureen on the online? Because Maureen can speak about oil pastel. She's probably one of the greatest oil pastel artists I know.
She is. They'll be in museums, and Maureen is not on at the moment. And Sharon has agreed that we can let her jump on in the future.
Okay, so Sharon, what we'll do when we'll talk next time, we'll talk about the difference between oil stick and oil pastel. And I would love to get your input. So maybe we'll try to do some kind of an invitation also. But let's see how our great artist that spent 4 years or 5 years at SCAD in one of the greatest art schools. And you see what you
Listen,
learn.
I played around with the U and made a couple of little lines. That's what I got so far. But I think with a little practice, this is already better than I had earlier. So I think with a little more practice, you know.
Okay, Andrew, give him some tips. I can see what
he needs no tips. I think it's looking good.
I think
he's wiping the sweat from his brow.
So, Catherine asked me like 2 or 3 weeks ago a very good question. You know, about how is the art going to be? The art world will be after the corona. So, do you have one of those very good question again, Catherine?
Oh, Catherine, you have to ask us a philosophical question. We'll see. We'll see what she comes up with while the two of you are painting. Cindy, she looks like she is having fun with this, and Cindy is now helping us with social media. So we are very excited to have her on our team.
And so yeah, let's talk about art. What I've been talking about. it is, and we talked about last time a little bit. It is incredible how art brings people together. You know, you were saying, even though it's, you think art painting, I mean art in general, but I was change. They do shows. It's quite remarkable. Oh, and I have another announcement to make.
Oh,
You know?
I think we're losing Loic.
Oh,
I think we're having a little bit of a crackle going on.
okay.
So
Well,
we will bid you adieu, Louis.
Yeah, it was cracking up.
We'll do this again soon.
Okay, wait. Oh, next time. So, uh, yeah, one other thing I wanted to tell you. This week, I was supposed to be in Italy. There is in Italy, in Fabriano, there is what's called Fabriano in Aquarello. Every year, for the last few years, I forgot exactly how many, it's Anna Massima organized. It's a watercolor festival. Watercolor artists from all over the world come spend a week in Fabriano. Fabriano is a village of about, I would say, 20,000 people or 25. And you have up to 5,000 watercolorists who come that week. And there is lectures, and they get together, they paint together in the old medieval town and all that. It's out of this world. It's like a mob of watercolorists taking over a medieval city in Fabriano. Though I remind you of Fabriano, that's where the paper was invented. And in 1264, that's where the first paper, the paper the way you know it, was invented. And it has changed the world. In many ways, when I give talks about the history of paper, I refer Fabriano as being the Silicon Valley of the Middle Age. In the 13th century, the invention of paper changed the world totally. Now you could write to your loved one. You can do business contract. You can write religious thing. You can do politics. You can do economy. You can do so many things, art, and it has changed the world. So this week, where from usually about 80 different countries, there is 10 to 20 the best watercolorists of each country get together and have that show in Fabriano. And this week, actually it will be next week, I'm sorry, they will have a virtual show. So we will send the information, but it's Fabriano in Aquarello. So that's very, very special. So I don't know how we're going to see. I know our friend Keiko Tanabe will be giving a class, so online class, and many of our friends, Lauren McCracken, and all those great people. So any question? Come on. Oh, yeah, you're so quiet. So, but this is the story. So you got two stories today. The story about the origin of the oil pastel and the origin of paper. So thank you, Loic. I'm sorry, I'm a little hot here, and that's why my oil pastel melted. So a tip, keep your oil pastel in the fridge if you don't want them to melt. But nice to have Loic, and thank you all for coming. Any last question, anyone? Come on, suggestion, idea. So please get back to us and tell us if you have themes and questions for next time, or special requests. And starting next time, we're going to figure out a way that we will maybe giving you some example of the product we're talking about. So I guess, what do you think, Andrew? You think we good? All right. So on that note, go pay and be safe.